Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I blinged out this tumbler. It is a kid's size tumbler. It has a little handle and it has a straw cap lid. It's super cute and it already comes colored, so that is the best part. It was $11.99. I got it at Ross. I always tell you guys to go check out the tumblers there. They have really good brands and really good quality tumblers. So I'm going to begin by taking off the lid. And I'm going to start filing it down because even though it is already colored, I do have to take off that factory finish coat. So my rhinestones and the epoxy glue that I'm going to be using hold on to the cup and it lasts a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and file it down all the way around using this buffer because since it does have that paint on already, I don't want it to take so much of the layer away. I just want that finish coat to come off and it's going to be ready to go. So I'm going to dust it off now that I am completely done. And I'm going to wipe it down with some alcohol on a clean napkin all the way around, making sure I am removing all that dust. And it is going to be nice and clean and dry and ready to go. So now my cup is ready to go. It is completely dry. Right there you can see the line where I filed it down. I cleaned it, it's prepped, it's ready to go. Now I'm gonna put the lid back on just for a quick second because based on where the lid is gonna be is where I'm gonna be placing my rhinestones. This is gonna be a personalized cup, so I do want to be able to see that name based on where the straw and the handle is gonna be. So when the child is holding it like this, I want the name to be facing out, you know what I mean? But when she's drinking it, you're not going to be able to see it, which is fine. For me, at least. It's optional if you guys want to have, the name where the handle side is. So when she's drinking it, you can see the name. That's up to you guys. That's just the way I want it. I want it to be facing out when the handle is being held. And I know most people put the handle like this vertically, but my daughter personally requested I did it horizontally. So I'm going to do it across like this, right in the middle where the ombre line is of the colors. So her name is Ariel. It's a small name, so it's going to fit nice and neat. And I'm going to go ahead and get a white coloring pencil and draw a line right there where the straw is so I can work without the lid on the cup. So it's going to be my guide of exactly where the lid is going to be, so I know exactly where to place the vinyl. This is vinyl that I'm using to put the name on it. I am going to bling this out with white rhinestones. It's going to look super cute right where I put my guideline, okay? Making sure it's exactly where I want it to be, not placing it down until it's evenly placed onto the cup. If you don't like where you put your vinyl, you can always take it off. Just make sure you do not press it like you see me doing. Now I'm doing that because I got it exactly where I want it. Move it around if you do not like it. And then once you are done doing that, go ahead and take it off. If you see some of the vinyl lifting off, don't worry about it. Just go back a little bit, press it on. You can use card, whatever it is. I'm using my nails. And I use my pickup tool also to kind of push the vinyl down and keep removing as needed. So this is how it's looking. It's looking super cute already. The vinyl is nice and flat onto the cup. And now I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using to bling out the cup. I have this whole set of rhinestones I got off Amazon. I am going to link it down below. I have used it in previous videos. And also this little pack of pearls I got off Amazon. And of course some white mixed pack of rhinestones for the name. So I'm gonna begin by doing one of the letters to show you guys how to do it real quick. I personally like to do the letters when I'm doing a bling cup along with the whole cup, but I do know a lot of people do like to do the letters first and then going ahead and doing the whole cup. So that's why I'm going to do just one little letter for you guys. This is the epoxy I am using, Bob Smith 30-minute cure, to bling out the whole rhinestones onto the cup. And that is the only glue I'm going to be using for the whole cup. I'm going to do a small mixture of both part A and part B, same amount of each. I just eyeball it. That's how I've always done it. But if you guys do want to go ahead and measure each part, that is completely up to you guys, and then go ahead and mix it. I am mixing both parts together, making sure it is completely mixed. Now that my epoxy is mixed, I'm going to go ahead and place with the toothpick a thin layer of the epoxy onto the first letter. I am going to do only one letter, like I told you guys, just to show you how to do it the way I do it. With my toothpick, I'm going to guide the epoxy across the whole part where the vinyl of the letter is. It does dry in 30 minutes, so that's why I'm only doing one letter at a time. And using my white rhinestones, I'm going to bling it out. I do have a mixed pack of white rhinestones, so the sizes do range from SS4 all the way to SS20. And I do always tell you guys to get a mixed pack if you are not doing that much of a one certain color. So like right here, that I am gonna bling out the name only with the whites. I didn't need, packs of each individual size. I am just good with one pack of mixed sizes, and it's gonna be enough, and it's gonna save me a lot of money instead of having to waste money on each size, like I said. So depending on the size of the vinyl is the size I'm going to use for the rhinestone. So I want the rhinestones to fit in the vinyl without overlapping it, so you can clearly see the name and those outlines will be nice and straight. I'm going to continue filling in the whole letter with my white rhinestones. So you guys can see my letter is coming together. It's starting to look super cute, but like I was telling you guys earlier, my personal preference is to do the letters along with the rest of the cup, all at once. I feel like doing each individual letter first, it is very time consuming when I could just do it all together, you know what I mean? But if you guys want to do it this way, that is completely optional and up to you guys, your personal preference. But I'm just telling you guys how I like to do it. So this is how my egg came out. It's looking super cute and beautiful. But like I told you guys, I rather do it all together, So you guys will see me do the rest of the letters while I'm doing the whole cup. Now, I'm going to show you guys how I do my mix for this cup. I got my sets from Amazon. I'm going to link them down below like I told you guys. I'm going to do a little bit of the pearls in this one tray. They are already mixed up, so I don't have to do that. And then for the rhinestones, I am going to get a little bit of each size and pour it onto the tray. I feel like this set of rhinestones was perfect for the colors on this cup. So I am going for like kind of under the sea theme since her name is Ariel. So that's why I have all these types of blues, and I felt like the ombre was perfect to show that. And then the pearls to give it kind of a like bubbles type look. You guys are gonna see how it comes out. It came out super cute. So the first three light blues I am gonna use for the top part of the cup, the lighter blue, and then the two darker ones for the bottom of the cup, and then I'm gonna blend them all together in the middle. So I'm gonna start off on the top side of the cup. I went on ahead and applied some of the epoxy. I made some more fresh one from the Bob Smith that I showed you guys at the beginning. I am going to be using the same epoxy for the whole entire cup. So, very important, guys, before you do your mix, only do a tiny bit because we are going to be working by sections. That's why I don't have epoxy all over the cup. I just did a small area where I'm going to be working on, applied it, as you can see there, and now I am starting off with my rhinestones. So like I said, the three lighter colors of the rhinestones I am using for the top area. I'm going to begin by doing a nice first row of the rhinestones. As you can see there, I am not placing any pearls. I am not placing any of the dark blue ones. Just a nice row all the way around. That's what I'm going to be doing of these lighter colors. And I'm going to work my way down on my section. You can also see I am going to be using a mixture of sizes. I am not doing one specific size for the cup. It's going to be all mixed. The sizes of the pearls are also going to be mixed. So that's why you see me, placing rhinestones all around at the same time. It's just going to be easier, and I feel like it's going to give it more of that under the sea look. So now this is how it's coming out. Now that I'm getting closer towards the middle, I'm going to start adding a little bit of the pearls here and there, not too much. I did not put that many pearls onto the cup, honestly, because some were pretty big, so I felt like they were very obvious statement pieces. So I did not add that many, but I felt like the ones that I did place onto the cup, they came out super cute, and it really did give it that, type of bubble under the sea look. So yeah, you guys are going to see me place a tiny bit of those around. And then for the dark blue ones, you guys are going to see me slowly start adding them here and there on the top areas that I'm working on now, because I want to start giving it that tiny bit of ombre look. Because honestly, to me, guys, I don't know about you guys, but I do not like that ombre look that is very commonly used. I'm going to post a picture right here, right now. No offense to anybody that does like it, but I feel like to have a real ombre effect when it comes to rhinestones, you do have to have a mixture of rhinestones. You can't pull it off with just one side. I honestly do not like how it looks. That's why I always do a mixture of rhinestones when I am gonna do ombre, and I do it my way, guys. I do not like this. I'm sorry, it's just me. But yeah, that is just my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and place one of those dark blue rhinestones, as you guys can see there, just to start giving it, like I said, that ombre look. It's not going to be dramatic yet because I am working still at the top. You guys are going to see the difference once I start moving down. So I'm just going to continue doing the light rhinestones on this small section that I'm about to finish. So I am done with my first section, and I did go around and do the same exact thing all around the top of the tumbler, as you guys can see here. Doing the same thing, using the light color rhinestones and adding a few pearls, some of the lighter ones, some of the darker ones to give it that ombre look, get it started. And now that I am done with the top, I'm going to go ahead and go down to the bottom section. So I'm doing the top first, as you guys saw here. I'm going to go and do the bottom, and then at the end, I'm going to blend them in the middle. These are my results for the top. Look how beautiful it looks already. I love how those pearls stand out like that. And like I told you guys, I did not use many of the dark blue ones because I don't want to give it that full ombre look yet. So I use the light blue ones on the top, and now I'm going to use these dark two blue ones for the bottom. And then in the middle, I am actually going to blend them all together, creating that beautiful ombre and filling in my letters at the same time. So once again, I am going to work by sections, guys. As you can see here, I made some more fresh epoxy, and now I'm going to do the bottom, starting off with a line of the dark blue rhinestones. So for the bottom, the first line, I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did on the top side, which is going to be just one line straight of rhinestones. I don't want to put any pearls or any of the opposite color. I did put some of the, the darker blue that's like a little bit lighter, and I didn't like how it looked. I don't know if you guys can see right there how, those lighter blue does really stand out. And I wanted that dark blue. So what I ended up doing is, since I am using epoxy, I have time to move my rhinestones around. And that is another thing that I love about the epoxy, that I can move stuff around if I don't like it, So I removed those, and I actually just made it all a dark navy blue line of rhinestones. So you guys see right there, I moved those around. And then I just put those a little bit higher into the middle of the cup. And I continued doing that with those two colors, as you guys can see here. And this is how it came out. You can already see the difference of the cup, the bottom and the top. Trust me, it's going to come out so cute. So this is my first section for the bottom. You guys can see how it's coming out, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue doing the same thing all the way around, maybe adding a pearl or two and one of the opposite lighter rhinestones also. So I did the whole bottom section, guys. Look how cute it's coming together. Those pearls definitely do stand out. That navy blue looks so beautiful on the cup. Trust me, it's coming together, and it's going to be completely worth it. You guys are going to see how I blend those two sections together. But before I do that, I do have these little Ariel buttons I got from Joann's. They have so many different types of buttons, and I love to use these for crafts, guys. These are out of plastic, so it's not going to get ugly over time, but they do have this little back that I do need to clip off in order for it to be nice and flat onto the cup. So as you can see right here, how with that backing, it's going to be in the way, so it's not going to be able to go onto the cup. So like I said, I'm going to clip them off as close as I can. And the reason these have the back is so you can obviously put string on them if you need to, because it is a button. But it also holds the pieces together. As you can see how it just fell out. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue it together with the epoxy also. Like I said, get it as close as you can to the bottom so it's not, kind of overlapping. And then I'm just going to glue it with some epoxy. I'm going to let it sit there and dry. So when I'm ready to use it, it is dry, So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to use one. It's optional what design you guys want to use if you are adding this to your cup. I just feel like it gave it such a beautiful touch since, the name is Ariel. So that's why I put this onto the cup. And so yeah, I'm going to let that dry. And for now, I'm going to be still working on the cup. So I'm making more fresh epoxy every time I am working by sections, guys. I always tell you. I do make some more fresh epoxy, the same amount of each I showed you guys at the beginning. Mix it very, very well. And then I can continue doing my sections. When you are using epoxy, you do want to make sure you have a nice thin layer that it's not going to be overlapping on your rhinestones. You know, you don't want too much of it in one specific spot. Like I told you guys, this is another reason why I like to do the letters along with the rest of the cup, because then I have to be going in with the toothpick, as you can see here, making sure I can get every single little spot in between the letter. And I just feel like it's too time consuming, you know? So it's much easier for me to just do it along with the whole cup. You know, it saves you time and you don't have to be, you know, worrying that you're getting the epoxy on the rhinestones, you know, as you're working along with it. So again, work by sections. You know how fast you can work. Start off small if this is your first time, you know, blinging out a cup. And so right here, now that I am going to be blending these two colors, I'm going to be using all the colors. I'm going to continue doing a little bit of the lighter colors here, but I'm actually going to start adding some of the darker ones as I am moving down. And when I'm working from the bottom up, I'm going to be doing the same thing using the dark ones and then slowly adding the lighter ones. So when it comes to blinging out letters, I find it easier once I am done blinging out the letter to give it, you know, kind of an outline of the rhinestones. That's what I'm going to be doing here. And then continuing and working around it. So right there, you guys can see there is a line of rhinestones. And then just continuing with the rest, it kind of works as a guide. And as you guys can see here, how my ombre is coming together. I add a little bit of the opposites to it and then just giving it that beautiful blend. So you guys can see how those colors come together. This is what an ombre should look like, you know? Not like the other stuff that you guys see around. I mean, it's not that hard to blend it, but you do need those, you know, mixed sizes so it can really come together. The only time you can pull it off, I would say, with same size rhinestones is if the rhinestones are, you know, the same exact size. I just do not like that, you know, typical complete opposite color ombre. I don't know, it's just me. This is what an ombre looks like, you know. You can see the blend, you can see where the colors do separate, but it's just beautiful together. How those colors come together right in the middle right there. And those pearls just, you know, make it look 10 times better. So I'm going to continue doing that all around. But before that, I'm going to add my little Ariel doll button. So I am going to be using some more of that epoxy, placing it nice and flat onto the back now that that button is glued on together and it's ready to go. So it's nice and flat. I am going to place it right under the name. So when she is holding the cup, that is what's going to be showing out. It's going to look super cute. Watch. So since this button is a little bit bigger, I did have to hold it on and add a bit more epoxy right there. You guys see how the tail kind of, you know, stands out. The buttons are usually not this big. That's why it did give me a little bit of trouble to make it, you know, flat onto the cup. But it was a bit bendable with the tail. So it did eventually hold on. I just had to, you know, be holding it like this for a bit until it got a good grip, you know. And then what I did was I actually put a hair tie on it around it so I could hold it until it was completely dry. And with that extra epoxy around it, I just blinged it out while I was, already working on it. And then I just continued doing the rest of the cup. I left on that hair tie for a bit, like about an hour or two, until it was completely dry. So like I said, this button was a little bit bigger. That's why it did give me a little bit of trouble. But the buttons are usually much smaller. So that's why I did this for this. But it's usually not that, complicated. But it still worked. I just filled in the gaps around, whatever was lifting with the epoxy. And it dried perfectly. And I mean, it's still on. So it came out super cute. You guys will see the results at the end. So as you guys can see here, I am continuing blinging out the rest of the cup, doing the same process with the ombre. I am going in and doing the letters. Like I told you guys, it's just much easier doing it this way, And then, so remember, work by sections. I am doing the letters first, and then I'm going to go into my ombre. So guys, also always double check your work, especially when you are working with epoxy, because it can run a little bit. The rhinestones can, go off a little bit. So always double check your work. Make sure your rhinestones are exactly where you want them to be. Right here, you guys can see it's coming together. I finished off the name. The ombre is looking cute. I took off the hair tie. You can see that Ariel is not going anywhere. So I'm just about done, guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish off that bottom area right there. Doing the same thing I have been doing. Continuing that ombre, guys. Look at that beautiful ombre. I mean, it just blends so nicely together. So that gap around the area is filled in. Look at that blend of the dark blue rhinestones with those pearls. Also, I am just about done, guys. I am working on the back area now. And so another little trick when it comes to ombres, guys. This is my favorite trick that I love to use when I do my ombres. So what I do is I place my epoxy first of all in my section, and what I do is I get the rhinestones and I'm gonna place some of the opposite color on the opposite side. So this is what I mean. You guys are gonna see me get some of the lighter ones, put them on the bottom, and the dark ones putting them onto the top, while also looking on the sides because I don't want to put too many of the colors next to each other, you know what I mean? So since I have a pearl right there at the edge, I don't want to put a pearl right there also, you know what I mean? So always look back and forth in your sides of your cup, whatever section you're working on, don't forget about it. You know, you want it all to blend all the way around. That's very important. So these little rhinestones right here that you guys see me placing, they're gonna work as a guide. That's the whole point of it. This is why I do this. You know, it's just a little thing I have, you know, figured out doing my ombres. It helps so much. Like I said, it's like a guide. And then what I'm gonna do right after is just continue filling it in with the rest of the rhinestones, you know. So that is what I'm doing, and I highly recommend for you guys to do it also. It helps very, very much. So you guys can see how it's coming together right here. I am working my way to the middle while using my guide of rhinestones and, you know, making sure that nice blend is still going on. I can also add more of the opposite colors too, you know. Like I said, this is going to be a guide. It's not, you know, just those rhinestones and that's it, you know. So I'm going to continue doing that, guys. I am just about done. I mean, this cup came out beautiful, and I highly recommend you guys to do one like this. It doesn't even have to be these specific colors, you know. I mean, there's so many colors you guys can do. The ideas are endless, so just have fun with it. And now you guys know how to do your ombre with pearls. So I am done, guys. Look at my final results, guys. Look at that beautiful, beautiful ombre. It is nice and blended. Those pearls definitely do stand out, and I mean that button just takes it to a whole nother level. I'm gonna go and place that lid back on, and you guys can see how nice and straight it is with the lid on. When she holds it, that's exactly what you're gonna see. I love, love, love how it came out, guys. It's super, super beautiful. It is definitely one of a kind. It definitely gives out that mermaid under the sea vibe, which I love. It just came out so beautiful, guys. I highly recommend for you guys to go do this and try it out yourself. So, like always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a little something. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like always, I will see you guys in the next one.